Everybody, and thank you for joining us here at our second annual Dialysis at Home virtual event. We're going to get started here in just a few minutes. For those who don't know me, my name is David Rush, and I'll be your host for today. I'm a recording artist, radio personality, public speaker, and also a long-term kidney disease patient and former transplant recipient with experience doing in-center home dialysis and home hemodialysis on two different machines. I'll share more of my experience later on today. But first, let me thank and introduce our hosts of the program, American Kidney Fund and Home Dialyzors United, who made all this possible. Also want to give a shout out to our leading sponsor, Outset Medical, the maker of the Tableau home hemodialysis machine that I actually use. We have a jam-packed day of live panel discussions, breakout sessions, and an opportunity to connect with the makers of different dialysis devices and new types of clinics. I can't wait. So stick with me and I'll guide you through today's program and make sure you get to take advantage of every learning opportunity. First, though, I thought you'd like to hear from the leaders of the two organizations that are hosting today's event so they can share with you why they're even doing this and what they hope you'll gain from today's program. LaVarn and Nelcha, will you please join me by the cozy fire here? Thank you guys for joining me. LaVarn Burton is the president and CEO of the American Kidney Fund, or the AKF, a national nonprofit organization whose mission is to fight kidney disease and help people live healthier lives, which he has led since 2005. The AKF works on behalf of 37 million Americans living with kidney disease and the millions of more at risk, with the unmatched scope for programs that support people wherever they are in their fight against kidney disease, from prevention through transplant. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, David. I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you. Next, let me introduce you to Nelcha Gidney. Nelcha is the executive director of the Home Dialyzors United and a fierce advocate for policy change to support the needs of the nation's dialysis patients. Nelcha herself is a home dialysis patient. She spent 20 years avoiding dialysis and then found herself crashing into the ER and placed on emergency home hemodialysis, or hemodialysis. After starting home hemodialysis in 2014, she felt great, and she devoted herself in the years since educating patients about their options and doing dialysis at home and thriving in their terms. Thank you for being here, Nelcha.
It's such a pleasure to be here today with everyone for our second annual summit.
All right, guys, let's jump into some questions here. I want to talk to you guys, and feel free to jump in wherever you feel comfortable. And let's just get this day going. So for our audience members who are not as familiar with our organizations, can you share a little more about your mission and why you care about helping people navigate their home dialysis options?
So I'm going to jump off and start. At Home Dialyzors United, our mission is to inspire, inform, and advocate for an extraordinary quality of life for the home dialysis community. And that's what we've been doing since 2006. Home dialysis is literally what our organization is about. We focus on the one thing and one thing only, and that is dialysis in your home. Our organization is run by patients and is a resource for patients. And of course, I am a fierce advocate for standing up for what dialysis patients need and want. So this is at the core of everything we do.
I want to talk about the American Kidney Fund and perhaps add to what Nilta just said. At the American Kidney Fund, we've been in existence now for over half a century, and our mission really is around helping people fight kidney disease wherever they are in their journey. We think we have programs that provide for prevention, education, disease management, financial assistance, as well as research, and very importantly, advocacy on behalf of patients. Home dialysis is a really very important part of our mission, especially in our AKF Kidney Health Initiative for All, which focuses on making sure that everyone affected by kidney disease is able to get the care that they need. Although home dialysis is very often leads to better outcomes for people, it is not as well used and not as well known. We're delighted to have this opportunity to work with Home Dialyzors United to really put this in the top of consciousness of folks so that they are more aware of the benefits of home dialysis and better in a position to make a choice about what's best for them.
Okay, so being a patient, I know the things that I want to take away from this, you know what I mean? But what are your guys' hopes for what people take away from this event today? Like, what are your hopes and dreams that they'll just walk away with knowing and learning from this event?
Yeah. I think I could not have said it better, what Nilcha just said, because what we want patients to walk away from this day or whenever they have a chance to watch this program is we want them to feel empowered to take charge of the care that they are receiving for the disease that they live with. Nilcha knows this really well. This is a very personal thing. And we don't want people to feel that they are part of some formula, that if you get kidney failure, you do X, Y, and Z because everybody else does X, Y, and Z. You need to be empowered and educated so that you can make your own decision together with your healthcare professionals as well as your family and other supporters on what's best for you. We're here, as we know, Nilcha and her organization are also here to support patients wherever they are and whatever they need. So we want them to walk away feeling empowered and feeling that this session has provided them some additional information to inform their decisions.
Great.
Laverne, that's great. I'm not sure I can top that, and I echo every one of your hopes and statements there. But I would just add that I hope the attendees are able to really connect with others here and be comfortable talking with them about their stories, sharing and chatting, and right here on our platform, our interactive platform, or by speaking with representatives of at the expo booths who also have a wealth of knowledge. So also know that there are ways to continue to learn about your home dialysis options after this event. Our takeaway from last year's summit was that you wanted more. I mean, people didn't leave. So we took that and launched a monthly webinar series called Let's Talk About It, which will continue after today's event and give you a venue to keep it exploring and asking more questions and understanding your options for home dialysis.
Great. So now I want to switch gears here and really get into some of these questions that are meaningful to our viewers and to myself and people like you as well. What are the most urgent issues that you think are facing dialysis patients? It's a two-part question. The second part is, what role can home dialysis play in having people navigate these issues?
David, I want to start responding to that by focusing on what happens to the average person diagnosed with kidney failure. Unfortunately, what happens too often is that a person becomes ill thinking maybe they've got some flu or something like that, because those are the symptoms. They go to the emergency room for treatment of that kind of condition, and they're told your kidneys have failed. We need to put you on emergency dialysis right away. A person faced with that decision suddenly has a dramatic, very dramatic, I can't overstate that, change in their life. They have to go to dialysis 3 times a week. If they're in center dialysis, maybe 3 or 4 hours. They may no longer be able to work. They're dealing with the possibility of infection. They're dealing with the possibility of other illnesses and hospitalization. Everything is happening all at once. And then in addition to that, because of the disease, they've got to change their diet so that it's more kidney friendly. So the person who moves into kidney failure is faced with a lot of challenges, and sometimes they come at them so suddenly. One of the things that home dialysis does is it begins to help you deal with some of these challenges. For example, if you're on home dialysis, you have more control of your schedule. You may be able to adjust work hours rather than having to totally discontinue working, so that you are not faced with as dramatic a challenge with regard to your employment and with regard to your income. And by the way, that also helps other family members or others who may have to help you drive to dialysis. They may not be faced with that kind of burden. So in terms of the burden from a financial, economic, lifestyle perspective, it can help you with so many issues if it's appropriate for you. And then in addition to that, the outcomes of home dialysis, when it's appropriate for you, may also be better. And so it's an option that people really need to carefully consider, because it does have advantages, lifestyle advantages, healthcare outcome advantages. And that's what this session is all about, is to make this kind of discussion a top of mind issue for people who are faced with the decision on, now that I've been diagnosed with kidney failure, what do I do next?
And just echoing those, being a home dialysis patient, it has helped me to kind of gain that independence back as well, to be able to navigate through this and still be a father, still be a husband, and just be able to do things at different times on my time. It really does get that independence back. And also
that psychological impact,
Exactly.
psychological impact that I am not controlled by this disease.
It does help with the mental side of it too, because it is a trauma that we deal with. Nelcha, I'd love to hear from your point of view on this.
Well, exactly. I'm a fiercely independent person and have been all my life. And so, there was, when they asked me to, who would be my care partner, when I treated, I said, me. And so I totally understand about that independence. And fortunately, for 10 years, I've been able to do that. I traveled all over the country, still do so. And in speaking and talking to other groups and people about the benefits of home dialysis. Unfortunately, dialysis patients face a higher risk of mortality, and especially in those first years. So for me to reach 10 years is a pretty big milestone.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're limited to in-center dialysis, you have a lot of not just restrictions for work and travel, and but there's environmental disasters, there's natural disasters. Your health struggles can keep you from getting to the clinic. There are just so many events that center around your dialysis treatments. It controls your life. Whereas at home, I control my life. And that's the beauty of home dialysis. It's not a one-size-fits-all modality. And in the course of my journey, there have been different types of home dialysis that I do at different times. Sometimes it's a longer treatment. Sometimes I do a couple short treatments in every day. It just depends on the situation. But it's all about what is right for me at the right time. And that, again, is why home dialysis access is so important. And
I hear you. So
I'm gonna go. I can't figure out how to turn off my iPhone. I just got it.
And you're a busy lady. There's probably a little clip on the side. There's a little switch on the side that if you pull it to the back, it'll silence it.
Okay, I think
there we go. When you're living in this dialysis world, when you handle a business like this, a home dialysis, and you're a big boss like Nelcha, and you're a sponsor of this event and hosting this, you're gonna get phone calls, ladies and gentlemen. It's just natural. You know what I mean? So
never rings.
So listen, we got a lot of people out there that maybe have their own conceptions about home dialysis and their own conceptions about dialysis as a whole. You're gonna have people who are scared about it, people who agree with it, people who don't agree with it. From your point of view, what are the biggest misconceptions about home dialysis? And a two-part question, and what isn't being discussed enough about it? So, there's misconceptions and there's things that aren't talked about enough. To you, what do you think those things are?
So most people don't even know all the options that they have. For instance, at home, I mentioned that you can do short daily, you can do nocturnal overnight, you can do every other day, you can do every day. Working with your clinicians or your clinical team, the most important thing about home dialysis is working out a schedule that makes you feel your best. We've got members of our group that do 7 days a week. You don't do that for the fun. You do it because it makes you feel really good.
Right.
And other people just starting out might start on a much slower schedule, maybe 1 or 2 treatments a week to get started. So this is the beauty, again, of home dialysis, is allowing for your own schedule that makes you feel your best. And another thing about home is that a myth would be that you have to have a care partner. And years ago, HDU actually addressed this issue because we wanted to make sure that, I'm getting an echo. We wanted to make sure that everyone was able to do home dialysis, whether they had a care partner or not. And so, again, I've been successful at doing my own dialysis for 10 years. Anybody can be a candidate for home dialysis. There really aren't any restrictions other than honestly being homeless because you can't do it on the street. But
Right.
other than that, we've had people who were blind, deaf, amputees. One member of a board in the past, he didn't have any fingers and he's self-cannulated.
Wow.
Yeah. So, it's kind of like where there's a will, there's a way.
Okay. David, you asked about misconceptions, and there are a number. One misconception is that home dialysis isn't safe. And Nilcha just talked about, the conditions and everything. It's let's be honest, it can be intimidating to
Right.
think that you're going to take on the responsibility for giving yourself a treatment that is basically a life-saving treatment, and that if something goes wrong, the outcome can be very disastrous. But home dialysis is safe, and very importantly, you don't just walk in someplace and pick up the equipment and the materials. You have a care team that will work with you in assessing, number one, whether this is the appropriate thing for you, whether this is the appropriate modality of treatment for you, and number two, go into your home and help you to assess, what your facility is like, where's the best place to do it. And so you're not just picking up something and walking out on your own and trying to figure it out. There is a support team, and that's really, really important. And that support team is important from step one of your deciding, is this the right thing for me to do, to if I'm going to do it, then how do I do it? Do I have a care partner? Do I not have a care partner? Where am I going to do it? Where in my house? So all of those are, again, individual decisions. What we want to do today is to talk about what those choices are and to make sure that people are well informed to make them.
So we, just helping these people to understand that they have choices. I think choices is like the main word here, that people have these type of choices that they can ask, things that they can ask and accommodate their personal lives. That's always something that we want. I think every human wants in everyday life is a choice to be able to do something that's going to benefit them or doesn't benefit them. So another question for you guys. The theme for this year is thriving on your own terms. I love that. Doing your own thing. That's what I call it. Do you. You know what I mean? And we want patients to be able to do them and live life by their terms. What does that theme mean to you guys? I know to me, it just means like handling your life the way you see fit for yourself and being able to live your life while dealing with this traumatic circumstance, but still living your life on terms that make you happy. What is this meaning of thriving your own terms mean to you?
Well, I remember very clearly the short time I was in center and that I had no control over my life. I, again, was told when to be there. I couldn't change my schedule, couldn't visit friends. And that was not for me. So thriving on my terms was exactly the opposite of the in-center dialysis experience. And I chose not to be a victim, but an independent person who deals with my treatments as I need to.
Right.
It's all about figuring out what really matters to you. For me, it was travel. I needed to be able to travel. I needed to be able to be there for my grandchildren. And all of these things were important to me. And again, so the home modality allowed me, if my granddaughter called it and said, I need to be picked up from school, I could be there. And I didn't matter that I could do my treatment later. If I was in center, I didn't have that luxury. I could not change my schedule. So it's, whatever it is, family, work, vacation, travel, you have to find what matters to you and then how you can fit your dialysis into your life, not life into your dialysis.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't say that any better than Nilcha. We talked earlier about the ways in which having kidney failure dramatically and very often suddenly changes your life. Too often takes control of your life. And so thriving means let me take back some of that control. Mm-hmm. And for those of us like Nilcha, and I'm like that too, I'm a very independent person. And, no matter what the situation is, if I feel that I've got a lever that I can use to put some things on my own terms, that is so much better for me. And then I can deal with those things that I can't change. I may not be able to change the fact that I have the disease or that I'm in kidney failure, but if I can have some control over how it's treated and when it's treated so that I don't have to give up the rest of my life, then, that's a big win for me. If you choose that you want to do home dialysis, then do home dialysis and be able to do it on your terms. If you want to totally separate your dialysis and your treatment from your home and you want to be in the center, then do that on your terms. What we're talking about today is how do we level this playing field so that people don't feel that the decision is already made for them and they have to walk lockstep into something that somebody else has laid out for them, that you've got control of what you do and when you do it.
Great points. Now, last question here before we get our day really going here on these events. I want to know, which part of today's programs are you most excited for? And can you give any teasers to the audience of what they're going to get today? Don't give them too much because I want them to stick around, but tell me the parts that you're excited for and give them a couple teasers of what they can expect today.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the opportunity of doing this for a second year in a row. We got such positive feedback last year. We continue to talk about, particularly in our healthcare for all initiatives, we're concerned about equity in healthcare. We're concerned about those areas where there are disparities because perhaps one group does not have access to treatments in the way that another group does. And we know for a fact that that is true with regard to kidney disease. And that's why we started our equity initiative. I'm really excited about closing those gaps, closing those education and awareness gaps about the fact that people have choices. And so this year's program gives us a second opportunity to go at that, to reach more people, make sure that they are informed so that they can make the decision that's best for them.
And Elsha?
So, I can't wait for all the patient panel discussions. Over the years, we've learned that patients want to hear from other patients. So we learned a lot from last year's program, and the patient panels were always a favorite. So we've got more this year for everyone's enjoyment. So everybody grab us a cup of coffee and settle in for a day of fun and learning and fact-filled information about how home dialyzers are thriving on home dialysis on their terms.
Well, ladies, I couldn't say no better myself. I'm excited for the day as well. Thank you so much, both of you, for sharing. Now I'm going to kick things over to Dory Chattel, Executive Director of the Medical Education Institute, who's got great resources to show you. And it's going to be called My Dialysis Choice Tool. Dory, take it away. Thank you, ladies, again. Enjoy, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. What a great interview. So I am thrilled to be here today to tell you about my Kidney Life Plan. I'm Dory Chattel, and I run the nonprofit Medical Education Institute. And we built this tool because it's really hard to be in a place where you have to make choices, none of which may look good to you. And when you're in a situation where you have to choose something and all of the choices look bad, the thing to do is to reframe that and to figure out, of the choices, all of which look bad, which one is going to make your life work the way you want it to? Which one is going to give you the things that make you want to get up in the morning, the things that bring you joy? What matters to you is the question that you can use to frame your choice. And this tool we built to help you do exactly that. So the idea is that you can use this to figure out what fits your life best. We suggest that you choose 3 values. I'm just going to do one because I don't have enough time to do all 3. But if you choose 3, that's kind of a good amount. There are 23 values to choose from. Each one takes about 5 minutes to go through, as you'll see. So I'm going to pick working and going to school, but the values are in categories. There's lifestyle values, there's health values, and there's relationship values. And all of these came from your fellow warriors. So I've picked this value. I want to show you a couple things. One is this tool toggles to Spanish. So if English is not your first language, it is Google Spanish, but it still may be easier for you. And it toggles back to English. you can see either dialysis. Let me just do that. You can see the dialysis options. I'm just going to scroll kind of fast just for a second. You can see transplant, and you can choose to see comfort care. So this tool is about every kind of treatment for kidney failure. You can choose as you go through which ones you want to see and which ones you don't. We're going to leave dialysis and transplant for now. For dialysis, you're going to see 4 boxes, which is actually about 7 types of dialysis. And the key message up top here is it is possible to work or go to school. But some treatments are more work-friendly or school-friendly than others. And that's what the bullets in each of these boxes can help you see. So you can choose 0 to 5 stars, depending on how you like the bullets in each of these boxes. So let's say peritoneal dialysis. We'll say, all right, with cycler PD, you could do it at night. What's cycler PD? I never heard of cycler PD. You're in luck. We have pop-up definitions, so you can learn what that is if you want to, but you don't have to. You can just go through it without learning anything. And then based on this, you can decide, and I'm not going to think about these, I'm just going to show you how it works. PD looks pretty work-friendly. Standard hemo in a clinic, when you don't get to choose your schedule, maybe it's less work-friendly, but you decide your stars. I decide mine, you decide yours. Daily hemo can be work and school friendly, might have more energy. If your machine is portable, you could bring it with you for work trips. That looks pretty friendly. And nocturnal hemo means that you could work during the day, which most people do. So that might be more work friendly depending on your work hours. And how about a transplant? Let's see. By a year later, 71% were back to work. That looks pretty good to me. I think I'm going to give that a 5 also. And I'm not going to rate comfort care because it isn't right for me, but it might be right for you. So we hit next, and we see the summary. And the summary shows you all of the different ways you could do dialysis and transplant and comfort care. And if you didn't rate it, it just gets a 0. And then you can look at your stars and you can start to get a sense for what fits your life best, what's going to make your life work. When you're done, you can send your results to your doctor, and that's important because your doctor may not be as focused on your values as you are. And when you hand them this chart and they can see what's important to you, it can make that conversation easier for you and your doctor. We have a survey, and you're going to want to talk to your care team. You're going to want to learn more about the options. We're going to be connecting a little animated video about each option to this tool very soon, within the next week or so. You want to keep your goals in mind. Remember what matters to you. That's the most important thing. And then if a treatment doesn't turn out to be a good fit, you can switch. So if one value, like I did, isn't enough to help you pick, you can add more values. You can just go right back through that list. You can add as many as you like. You can do them as often as you want. And once you've gone through this process, you should have a better sense of which option is going to make your life work. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters. So we're going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to give this back to David, and you all are in for a treat, the very first patient panel of today. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? My name is David Rush. Welcome back. We are ready to get into our first patient panel. Patient panel on thriving on your own terms. So I just want to jump right into the bios here. Joining us today, we're going to have Nelcha Gedney. She spent 20 years avoiding dialysis and then found herself crashing into the ER and placed on emergency hemodialysis, home hemodialysis. After starting home hemodialysis in 2014, she left feeling great. Nelcha is a passionate advocate. She now enjoys her role as executive director of Home Dialyzors United with a long-standing focus on policy advocacy. Welcome, Nelcha. How are you today?
I am great. I'm really excited. We're here again this year.
Good. And you're looking great too. All right. So next we have Dawn Lawler. Dawn Lawler is a kidney care options educator at US Renal Care and an ESRD patient with the transplant. Dawn dialyzed in center in the early 2000s prior to receiving her transplant. She has polycystic kidney disease and has been transplanted twice. She's also a nephrology nurse who works to educate patients about their home options. Welcome, Dawn. How are you?
Hi, I'm great, David. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you today.
Thanks.
Next we have Rasha. I always mess this up. Yasharala. There it is. Rasha. I'm going to mess that up all day. We talked about this earlier too, Rapa, so forgive me. He's been dialyzing for 22 years now, and he has Alport syndrome, which he inherited from his mother, starting when he was a child. Rapa has done every dialysis modality and now does home hemodialysis with the Tableau dialysis machine. Rapa has been transplanted 3 times and rejected every transplant due to his underlying conditions. He is also a certified dialysis technician who loves caring for his fellow patients and advocating for them. Rapa, forgive me, but I'm happy to have you here, my brother. You're on mute, Rapa. Take yourself off mute so we can hear you.
There we go.
There you go.
You, I greatly appreciate you. I'm very excited to be here today.
Yes, sir.
Very good
Thanks
to see
for
y'all.
being here.
Thank you.
So, guys, so happy to have you all here. This is our first patient panel, Thriving on Your Own Terms. So happy for the second time doing this around. Let's get into some questions. I want to start this with Dawn. Let's start this with you. Tell us about your journey into dialysis and what you think others can learn from it. What can others take away? Everybody's journey is unique to themselves. Tell us about yours specifically and what you think people can learn from it.
Well, thanks, David. My journey started when I was 14, when I found out I had polycystic disease inherited from my dad. I didn't know when I was going to get sick, but my nephrologist told me it would be around the same time as my dad did. So that is exactly what happened. In my early 30s, I went into renal failure. Luckily, at the time, I had a friend who donated her kidney to me so I could preemptively be transplanted, which kept me off dialysis, which was wonderful. 6 years later, the kidney failed from a chronic rejection due to my kidneys, my polycystic kidneys, the cysts popping and my immune system continually booting up. So that is at the point that I went on in-center. The biggest takeaway from my whole journey is that at that time that I had to start dialysis, I was just put on in-center. I wasn't given the option to go home. And to be quite frank, number one, I was young. I was working as a nurse. I had a young son at home and obviously a husband. So my life was full at the time. And it pretty much, when the transplant failed, it just came crashing down on me. I did not feel well on in-center, which I realized could be individual to me. But even though I was young and in good shape otherwise, it just killed me. I mean, I was tired every day. I couldn't complete any of my tasks, my chores. Frankly, it was very depressing for me. I felt like people were pitying me, and it was just very difficult. So then, luckily in 2007, my sister donated her kidney to me, which fortunately was a perfect match. She just didn't inherit the kidney disease, the polycystic. So I still have that transplant. Luckily, 16 years later, I'm still doing well. And now pretty much my takeaway is now I have the power and the means to make sure that as many people, CKD people, can get to education as possible and to educate them on their options so that they do have the choice. So for me, that was my biggest takeaway, giving people the power.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. You know, everybody's journey being different, the way we, you hear a lot of stories of how we end up on dialysis and then kind of that being the similar thing between patients. But the journey is always different, right? I'm interested to hear from Nelcha about your story real quick and give me some stuff that you wish people could, can learn from your individual story and how it happened and affected you.
So I had CKD. I was diagnosed in 97. It was an unknown cause. And with my GP, physician doctor, we worked to control the symptoms as long as we possibly could, almost 24 years. And that's a good record. But when I'm talking with groups, I often say I wouldn't be here today, but it wasn't convenient for me to die. During those early years, the clinics or the doctors always sent you to the dialysis clinic and get you familiar. And I will tell you that walking into my first dialysis clinic still remains with me as in a form of PTSD. I was totally overwhelmed with the alarms and the people and the moaning and the groaning. And I mean, I looked at it. My daughter was with me, grown daughter, about grandkids. And we looked at each other and said, I'm not doing that. And I would never have been, I wouldn't be here today. But as luck would have it, I started taking care of my mom who had dementia. And when I crashed, I didn't have the luxury of dying. I was all set to call hospice. My family, we all agreed, but it just didn't work out that way. And you know, as they say, God proposes, man disposes. Here I am, you know, making use of that time, doing one of the things I love best, which is advocacy. So things work out the way they're supposed to. It's a journey. It changes. I can't even begin to think how many times my treatment has changed, my schedule, days of the week. I just live. And most of the time, don't even think about dialysis.
So the important part there is that you live, and that's what we're trying to encourage people today to do on dialysis, whether they're just starting, whether they've been on it for a while. It's the living aspect part of it, right? So Rapa, I know we talked earlier, man. We got to catch up a little bit. I would love to hear from you on, you know, a little bit of your journey, and what the biggest thing I want to hear from is how can you encourage people with what you've learned from it on how to face it, whether they're going through it or potentially going through it in the future or going through it now.
Yeah, so encouragement wise, if somebody's just starting dialysis, I would encourage them to get a strong foundation, because that's one thing that I take away from my mother. She gave me a basic foundation. She set me up in order to where I can be where I'm at now. She got me involved with peritoneal dialysis. And from that point, it wasn't too short after I got transplanted. So she had me set up very, very well. My encouragement is to find a solid team. If you're not with the team that you would like, try to do your groundwork to get a solid team. Basically, you're here now. So that's doing great for your foundational work. But really try and get that knowledge. Like we talked about earlier, that knowledge, that education, reinforce that. Make yourself very familiar with the roles that certain people are supposed to do, such as your nephrologist, your dietitian, your social worker, what all these people are there for, because it is overwhelming. It's going to be overwhelming. Take it in stride. That's all that you can do is take it in stride. And I do take away with what she just mentioned is that everything works out the way that it's supposed to. You know, I've spoken to you, David. I've spoken to all of you, and that's the key thing that I keep hearing. You know what I mean? Like, this worked out this way. I wasn't going to do this, but this just ended up happening this way. And life was like this, and it just happened. So, you know, it's going to work out. It will. You know, life is going to jar you. It's going to throw you that punch. But when you're down on the ground, and I was thinking about this when I was walking to go get my coffee this morning, you know, life is going to, it's like a boxing match. Life is going to throw you that hit, and you're going to get rocked, and you're going to hit the floor. But the real fights starts is when you're down there on the ground, when you have to get back up. And we're all a testament to that. We have to get back up. That's when the fight starts. That's when you got to start digging into that inner strength, you know, whatever religious preferences you have, you dig into that, you find that, and you use that to persevere and to get back up. That would be my encouragement.
Very true, beautiful.
Story said, I'm sorry, but
no, go ahead.
Said about you have to find what makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. That is the key element. When you know, yes, you're right, Rapa. Life, it just keeps throwing things and hits at us. But as long as you have a reason to get out of bed in the morning, then we will keep carrying on.
So I got a question from the chat here. We're going to throw this in. So as you guys know, we're getting questions thrown in. People are viewing this real time, and they're going to send in questions for us, right? So I got a question from Maurice in the chat. He wants to know any tips on how to connect with a good renal dietitian or helpful resources for figuring out your nutritional needs. I'll kind of jump in on this. So when you dietitians, have it probably the hardest when it comes to us, when it comes to us patients, because
sure.
we don't want nobody telling us what to eat. We don't want nobody telling us what to do. We fake sleep in center when they come by. We don't want to talk to them. So the dietitian is very important. If you talk to any dialysis patients, they'll be upset if you ask them what they're allowed to eat, what they're not allowed to eat. You got potassium issues, you got phosphorus issues. You can't eat nothing but air, really. And even the air might have a little phosphorus in it, right? So my suggestion for that is find a dietitian that's going to be honest with you, that's going to be real with you. Be honest with yourself. I know it's hard to make logs on what you eat every day and all that, but be honest. If you eat a lot of beans, if you love ice cream, you have to say those things. You have to be honest for that dietitian to really give you the proper assessment of what you should eat. You're going to hear a lot of things you don't want to hear, and you're going to hear a lot of things that necessarily may be your whole diet. But just make sure to listen to them and do those things in stride. You can have them in moderation and stuff like that. But I know I struggle with the diet portion of it, guys. I'm working hard. I'm working out every day trying to drop weight to get ready for my transplant evaluation. What are some of your suggestions out there for you guys?
So,
anybody jump in.
One of the things, we have a Facebook group where people, it's closed, so it's private. And one morning I remember looking, and someone had posted they were in rehab for recovery from some procedure. And she took the lid off of her meal it was a single piece of white bread, not even toast. That was the renal diet that they had prescribed when she was in rehab. And I will never get over laughing about that. I mean, because that was the most inappropriate food you could possibly.
Yeah, that has phosphorus.
That's phosphorus and sugar and everything in it.
Phosphates, everything.
No bread.
Yeah. So when I go in the hospital, the first thing I do before anything else is to tell them, do not put me on a renal diet. I will go ballistic, because that is the exact opposite of what you need when you're trying to recover,
right.
from a procedure or anything. You need that strength.
Right.
So get a good dietitian. Your clinic should have one. If they don't, you might have an endocrinologist who has one. Your nephrologist should at least have someone. And then there's all these groups that have fantastic resources. Cooking Doc at AKF. We have Jennifer here today who works with a company that has some great products. So there'll be a lot of good information out there. And do not think that you have to just limit yourself to I always say it's not what you can't eat, it's what you can.
Right.
And even in moderation,
and as we always push back to research, right? Research, knowledge, do your homework, talk to people, ask questions. Rafa, I see you got something to add there. Go ahead, brother.
This is from my personal experience, because my mother was actually a dietitian's assistant. So she would work with me, and I would do well, and she would give me like little snacks here and there, like Cheetos or whatever. But as I got older, I took that into my own hands, because I barely didn't like dietitians, because they would gawk at me a lot. So I would always tell them to leave me alone, because I would count my own stuff, and I still do it now. Like this here is watermelon juice. This is 32 ounces of watermelon juice. This is what I'll be taking in for the day. And this amounts to 1,000 milligrams, 1,000 and some change of potassium. So I count my potassium. I look stuff up. I count my phosphorus to match my fluid, to match my eating goals. So that way I can stay within my ranges as far as that goes. So if you want to try and be able to get into that, you can basically eat whatever it is that you want, just as long as you stay within those parameters. Now, it doesn't mean you need to go crazy or whatever, but like he said, within moderation. If you can do the counting of the milligrams for your potassium and your phosphorus and start adding stuff in there, then by all means do that, because that will definitely work out for you.
Patients, don't starve yourself. Don't go crazy over the food. Don't, be cautious of what you're doing. You know what I mean? But let's move on here. We got another patient chat with a question, which I think is cool. Dawn, I want to kind of direct this one to you. This is from Kimberly in the chat. She says, I have CKD and lupus nephritis. Are home dialysis treatments different for lupus patients?
No, I don't believe that they are. I know that you're going to have exacerbations at times, most likely. Kimberly, you probably know that. But working with your nephrologist, you're going to just speak with him about that, and you're going to, normally you kind of know when those are going to be, but they shouldn't affect you as far as a home modality. If anything, a home modality is probably much more proactive for you, because this is going to give you the education. It's going to let you have control over your treatments. Only you know how you feel. Do I feel good today? Do I not feel so good today? And then you can communicate with your healthcare team. And that's the other important thing, is that team is there for you, for everything that you need. So communication really is key. Like Rapa, you were saying, yes, I know how much potassium, I know how much I have to drink. A lot of the nurses, we talk all the time about how we see a patient come on a home modality virtually knowing nothing, and then we train them and they go home, and over time, they become the experts on themselves, right? You know what you can eat, you know what you can drink, and you know when you don't feel right. So communication with your healthcare team is key, because every patient and the care is customized. Okay, so especially at home.
Very true.
So
one thing I want to add that's often overlooked, and that is the fact that the medications we take, a lot of dialysis patients can easily take up to 20 medications a day. And these can severely impact your phosphorus, your potassium. I remember when I was having trouble with phosphorus, and the dietitian was getting frustrated because she, kept saying I wasn't eating right. And I did a food diary and I handed it to her, and I didn't even make 400 micrograms of the daily allowance of 800 micrograms of phosphorus in a day. So I knew it wasn't what I ate. I ate a very healthy diet, but I did know that the Benadryl that many of us take for during treatment for itching, things like that, one dose of Benadryl in a day will provide all of the phosphorus that you are allowed usually in a diet. Wow. And you then add all the other medications that have phosphorus and potassium in them, you can easily be over your daily limit and not even know it. So
yeah, that's what I mean. So you either can eat air or take air medication.
Yep. You have to take, be a detective and look. And I've actually looked up the content of drugs to see how much is phosphorus stays. So I could go back to my team and say, what do you want me to do? I can't change my diet any more than what I've done.
Right. So, and that's why it's so important too that you tell your healthcare people all the over-the-counter medications that you're taking. Because if that's not on your med list, they don't know you're taking it. And that could also contain potassium, phosphorus, sodium, calcium, all of those
things. So I want to jump into a question here that we have here. Being that we are talking about home dialysis, right? And we're talking about modalities. We're talking about, talking to your doctor, finding out information, getting knowledge for your specific care. How does home dialysis entail help you guys, or others that to thrive on their own terms? So we're talking about doing our own thing and making sure we're aware of what's best for us. Being a home dialysis patient, for me personally, it just allows me that freedom, that independence, that schedule making, that moving around, doing what I need to do when I need to do it type deal. I'm interested to hear from you guys on what home dialysis has done for you and how is it helping you to thrive on your own terms. Anyone could jump in here.
So the one thing that I think has really made my quality of life superb for 10 years is that, and I was only able to do this through home dialysis, was keeping my residual function. Most patients who start on dialysis in center, they take the fluid hard and fast. I mean, your treatment is rough. And I was just reminded that recently. I hadn't had an in-center treatment in 10 years and had one in the hospital. And I was like wasted. Wow. Brutal is the word I used. I said, yes. So the whole point here is that you want to make sure that you are looking at your schedule and what you need. So I didn't do pain. And when I started to have pain in my first 3 hours of treatment, 3 hours went fine. And at the 4th hour, I was in such pain that I had to stop the treatment. So my doctor came back with the labs and he said, you're really good. You just need 2 hours and 45 minutes. it's very hard to find someone who has been on dialysis for 10 years and still has residual function.
Yeah.
And the only reason for that is because I took control in the center early and monitored at home. And for me, that allows me to miss an airplane and not have to panic about where am I going to get a treatment, or go to the ER. It's not going to be as critical. So for people starting out, I am really, really encourage them to monitor their functions, how their body feels at different times, and know what works for you and what isn't working. Listen to that pain, because dialysis done right should not ever hurt.
Right. Rocco, I want to hear from you on this one.
Well, what it does for me, man, it's awesome, because I've been in center, and we talked a lot about, the things of in center. In center isn't necessarily to make people fearful of what's going on in center. Of course, this is meant to empower all of you and to help you out. But all in all, you can thrive in center. Don't get me wrong. If you just learn certain protocols for yourself and you're very, I like to say, accountable. So what this does for me, not only does it allow me the freedom, like you were saying, freedom of choice to do my dialysis whenever I want to, I can go and do what I please. It keeps me out of the unit. If this is for somebody who's just starting off, units will drain you of your fluid. She's able to keep some of her residual kidney function. You go in unit, they're just going to suck you dry. They're going to go based off of the one shoe fits all approach, and that's just going to be it. So you're able to monitor yourself. You're able to keep your kidney wet a little bit, give it that wet environment, so that way you can thrive. You can just be better. I wouldn't necessarily say that all units are bad and so on and so forth, but home dialysis for me personally, it has allowed me to really be accountable for myself. The PTSD thing that she mentioned, there was actually a study that was done, because I looked it up. Dialysis patients actually have chronic PTSD. They end up developing chronic PTSD. And there are a lot of mental health issues within the dialysis community that aren't addressed. They're addressed very poorly because they only have the social worker. And once you're in there, you have this situation where it's like you want people to be able to do their jobs, but yet you can't really count on them to do their jobs. And not only can you not count on them to do their jobs, you have to be situationally aware at all times. You just can't kick back and go to sleep. You got to be monitoring who's coming through the door and all this other stuff. You can often get labeled, oh, well, it's my word against theirs. And then somebody can come in and say, well, this person has dialysis equilibrium syndrome, and now your opinion doesn't matter because, you're not right up here. I've heard situations like that before. So when you're in the comfort and the confines of your own home and you have people around you that care and they love you and so on and so forth, that adds to the general takeaway of stress. When I first started this and I felt the pain leave my heart, because around here in my heart, after running that 400 blood flow rate for a while, for just years, that pain started settling in. And so when I first started home dialysis, first it was nocturnal. Nocturnal allowed me to get away from that. But when I started doing this, Lord, that pain left. I told my wife, I said, yo, I haven't felt this in years. It's not there. I would just sit there and just take it. Because dialysis is the equivalent of running several marathons at one time. That's what it tells me in my textbook. If you read the textbooks about dialysis, it lets you know. So this is cool. Stay out of the unit, try to get out, because those machines are extremely harsh on your body. It's harsh on your heart. It's harsh on your blood vessels. But if you have to be there, try to get nocturnal. Do anything it is that you can do to where your body is your top priority, and just don't let them stick you in the machine. You know what I mean? The overall rotational machine. at the
Yeah,
down.
don't get caught in the loop. Don't get caught
Yeah.
in
There you go.
the quantum realm. You know what I
And
mean?
you
Where
know,
everything
and you
just
know,
goes.
with like what you were saying, Rapa, you know, when the minute you're even the day comes and you're thinking about going, you know, that anxiety,
Yes.
it
Yes.
grips you. And then
It's
when
true.
you get there, it's almost like everything in your brain goes blank.
Yep.
And
Your favorite
sometimes
technician
you
isn't
can't
there.
communicate.
Your favorite
You know,
technician is in there. Your favorite chair is
Right.
not there. You forgot your pillow. You forgot your blanket. Now you're gonna be
Right.
freezing. You know,
Yeah.
You know,
all those things go to your
And
brain.
you're shaking and you're just like you totally blank out, and it is where that PTSD comes in. You're in it. That's it.
I
Yeah.
always remember Dory saying early on, do you want to feel like you have a drip irrigation or a fire hose? That's the difference between literally running in center at 450 to 500 or running nocturnal at home at 250. You know, low and slow beats the game every time.
That's it. And that's what your body wants too.
That's what your body needs and wants. So real quick, we have a few minutes left. I don't want to, miss out on anything for any information for people here. General question, one question, one word answer if possible. Rafa, what machine are you using at home?
right now I'm using Tableau from Outset.
Okay. Nocha, what are you
Next
using?
page.
Using the NextStage machine. And Don, you're transplanted, correct? Or are you?
Yes.
What are you
Yes.
using?
And
Okay.
I haven't been on home hemo, but I am familiar with NextStage. Have taught home hemo on NextStage.
Okay, perfect. And me myself, I'm using the tablet machine at home. That's for some people in the chat who just wanted to know what we're using. So we have 2 minutes left. I want to get a quick answer from you guys just to wrap it up for today. What are you hoping to learn during today's events, and what are you most looking forward to? We can answer that within 15 seconds each, just so I don't want anybody to get cut off. Let me know what you think. Go ahead.
I am loving all of the comments in the chat. Keep them coming. We're going to learn from you as much as you're going to learn from us.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's definitely I'm looking. I want to see more on the professional segment. I want to definitely see what it is that they have to say in caregivers, their approach, because my wife is here. She's my caregiver, so she's listening on the side. I definitely want to see what we can get out of that.
And Dawn?
I'm just happy to have the whole community here. We all know that transplant is not a cure. It's just another modality, another treatment. So for me, I know that if my transplant fails, I'm going to go to home hemo. So I have the perspective of a nurse, but I want to hear how people do on home hemo and how they handle it and how they fit it around their life. So I'm looking for information from all the other patients to help me out.
All right. Sounds good. I want to thank you guys all for joining us in this panel. What a great discussion, to kick off this day. I'm very excited for what's it going to bring. I'm looking to see all the panels going on, the patient perspective, caregivers. My wife is also my caregiver. I'm excited she's going to be joining me later on today. So to everyone listening, we're about to enter our first breakout session where you can choose to attend either two of our simultaneous sessions or a breakout session. The first one is going to be tailored for people for pre-dialysis and want to get a more overview on what to expect and how to think of what's coming next, tips and everything like that. The second one is for people who've been on dialysis and who want to understand more of their options and explore other modalities and machines. So those two are going on now. So also, if you're on social media watching this, you're going to have to register because the rest of the show will be set on there. So make sure you register so you can watch the rest of the show for all of our people joining us on social media.